final thought I'd like to get from both Joyce and Bill is their crystal ball view on CDK4/6Is in the adjuvant setting. When does it become routine? Joyce.
Well, I'm hopeful that we're going to get all kinds of positive data this year from clinical trials, or early next year. There have been 3 adjuvant trials that have finished enrollment, and they're getting mature on their follow-up now, and hope they're all waiting on events, and thankfully there are fewer and fewer events, so sometimes we have to wait longer and longer for these results. But by late 2020, early to mid 2021, we should be getting the results. I'm expecting that there'll be positive trials, and the Penelope B is for very high-risk women who got preoperative chemotherapy and went to surgery and still had considerable residual disease, very high risk, randomized to endocrine therapy plus minus 1 year of palbociclib. And then the Monarch E trial and the Palace trial was 2 years of palbociclib or abemaciclib, 2 years. There's a 4th trial enrolling called the Natalie trial, and that's 3 years of ribociclib. So we're going to have various durations to look at, which will be interesting. We're going to clearly need longer follow-up. I think that these trials mainly have really tried to enroll a high-risk population, which I think is appropriate, because you really want to look at impacting that first 5 years, at least to start off with, of natural history. So I'm optimistic that we're going to see positive results, and I'm hoping it'll be this year, and I think it'll become a standard of care overnight for the high-risk population.
Bill?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm optimistic based on what we see in the metastatic disease setting that we'll see some improvement in the adjuvant setting. I think, as Joyce points out, the impact is going, not unlike what we saw with HER2 disease in the adjuvant setting. There may be subsets of patients, clearly, hopefully the more high-risk patients, that derive most of the benefit, and we can tailor our recommendations to that group. The data is going to drive the decision makings, and it'll be impactful, of course, if patients have adjuvant CDK4/6 inhibitors and develop progressive disease at some later date. That's going to have a ripple effect in terms of our decision making. But that will be a good problem to have if we can show that we're decreasing the number of recurrences by using these agents early in the adjuvant setting. And we'll just have to see what the data shows.
Yeah, appreciate that. And I'm sure that Kelly would be glad to hear that more tools in the arsenal coming. All right, I want to thank everybody. Great conversation today. And I want to thank Kelly, who dropped out after that earlier segment. Of course, Dr. William J. Gradishar, Dr. Joyce A. O'Shaughnessy, and Dr. Stephen Peskin. You guys were super. Thank you again to all of our viewing audience. We hope you found this AJMC peer exchange discussion to be useful and informative.